More than 1/3 of U.S. adults are obese. That's according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. And a small minority of adults, and even now teenagers, are taking matters into doctors' hands and opting for weight loss surgery. On Monday, March 24th at 10 p.m., Independent Lens will run a documentary titled All of Me, a story of love, loss, and last resorts. It's about a group of friends who opted for this way of losing weight. And joining me today to discuss this is Dr. John Romanelli, Medical Director of Weight Loss Surgery at Baystate Health. Thank you so much, Doctor.
You're welcome.
For joining me. So let's talk about this becoming I don't want to say a new fad, but it's definitely becoming a new way of handling weight gain. Is it safe?
It's definitely safe. I wouldn't say it's new, though. So surgery for the purpose of causing weight loss dates back to 1954. And gastric bypass, which is today the most common or most well-known operation. If you ever hear of stomach stapling, that's generally what they're referring to. That dates back to 1968, where it was invented in Iowa, the University of Iowa. So surgery for weight loss isn't new. What is new is the public accepting that obesity is a disease and should be treated as such. And I think that's new in the last 5 to 10 years. So doing something about obesity in terms of surgical management of obesity has become far more common because there's much more acceptance, both from the public standpoint and from the payer standpoint.
Now you have people kind of on the opposite side of the fence that may say, no, it's not a disease, you can do something about it. But it can be argued that no, you can't. Sometimes you have to resort to medical procedures.
Well, I've treated thousands of morbidly obese patients in my career, and I can tell you I'm still waiting for the first one to show up to tell me that they wanted to be that weight. So the misconception that you can do something about your weight when you're morbidly obese is really not true, because there's something different in the neurological wiring of obese people. Think of it as a thermostat that's broken and it's set too high and it's always hot in your house because the heat is blasting and won't turn off until it's 80 degrees in your house. Well, the set point for when patients feel full is different for obese people. In other words, you and I eat a small amount of food and we're satisfied and not hungry until the next meal time. But for morbidly obese people, they need significantly higher food volumes to achieve that feeling. And some never do at all.
And that's where the procedure comes into effect.
Right. So operations for weight loss surgery are designed to allow you to eat smaller volumes of food and therefore take in less calories per meal, yet not be hungry a half an hour later, to be hungry again at the next normal meal time. So it's an attempt to reset the thermostat, so to speak, so that a normal volume of food, and what we call normal is maintaining our healthy weight, a normal amount of food will make them satisfied and not hungry until the next meal.
Now, this procedure is starting to become more common in teenagers.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Well, so let me clarify before we get to the teenagers. There are 3 different types of procedures. There's gastric bypass, which I mentioned. There's gastric banding, and there's 2 different devices, but the common trade name used is the lap band, so that people have heard of that product. And then there's a newer operation called sleeve gastrectomy, which in the course of 3 or 4 years has emerged as the most popular operation. That's the operation we would perform on teenagers. Sleeve gastrectomy is elegant in its simplicity. You want to eat less, I make the stomach smaller, quite literally. All we do is reduce the size of the stomach to about 1/3 the normal size of the stomach. And it's shaped like a sleeve. So the name is one of the few things in surgery not named after its inventor. But the stomach becomes shaped like a sleeve or a narrow tube. And so it can't fill full of food. In other words, when we eat normal stomachs, the stomach distends and stretches and fills full of food. The sleeve can't do that. So the patients get full very rapidly and they feel full.
Does that negatively impact the rest of the body by having a different size? Because you're changing the size of the stomach.
You are, but no, it does not.
Okay.
It's very safe.
And safe enough to now do on teenagers, correct?
It is. And the thing is, with both gastric bypass and gastric banding, there were reasons to think about doing it in teenagers. And you have to understand that in the adolescent, which in my opinion, and this is no disrespect to any care providers, but is a relatively underserved part of our population, getting a little old to go to the pediatrician, too young to go to a primary care doctor. And so by adolescent, I put anyone from like 16 to 25 in that group, really. And if you think about yourself or me, you go to college, you graduate, you don't have a doctor, right? You don't have a primary care doctor yet. if you're in a community with family practitioners where you have the same care provider from childhood to adulthood, that's different, but that's not everywhere. So these patients aren't served, period. Now, add to obesity, you have somebody that sees a pediatrician usually through age 18 or usually through the end of high school, might be overweight, has some obesity problems. They then go through the college years or their early work years, and they don't really find a doctor until they have a problem. So some of these people aren't going to a doctor until they're 30, 35, and it's a real problem. And the reality is they already have a problem, and that's obesity. Obesity is a disease. It's a medical problem that requires treatment. And it's the idea of operating on these people is why wait until they have diabetes? Why wait until they have high blood pressure? Take care of the weight problem as the primary problem before they ever get sick from it and prevent them from ever getting there.
Would you consider this a quick fix or truly a long-term cure?
Absolutely not a quick fix. Weight loss surgery is a tool. It is a tool that can help people to lose weight in conjunction with diet, in conjunction with regular exercise, and behavior modification. And what does that mean, behavior modification? It means changing the way you think about food, about eating, about your lifestyle. It means getting rid of the sedentary lifestyle. It means exercising regularly, which can be a challenge for people that are significantly overweight, which means they need help. It might mean they need an exercise physiologist to design an exercise program for them. It might mean that, okay, they can't walk on a treadmill because their knees and hips and feet hurt all day, but in a swimming pool, they might be able to burn significant amounts of calories. So weight loss surgery by itself does not cure obesity. It is a tool to fight obesity, and when used correctly with dieting, with exercise, with behavior modification, can be very effective.
Great. Thank you so much, Dr. Romanelli from Baystate Health.